You have the legislative, the executive, and the judicial branches in one side of government. And how many did you know that all the congressmen, including the President of the United States of America, how many of you knew that this country is actually ran by two hats? Meaning that they have two different functions up there. The District of Columbia is a corporation. And that corporation, it's one thing to try to help the security and the sovereignty of the American people, but that's not what a business is there for. The business is not there for your best interest. The business is there to actually make revenue, to make money. That's the reason why we get taxed like hell in this country and have nothing to show for it. So here we are thinking, because we were taught in school about the branches of government and that the government is functioning like this, but nobody's ever told you about that. And I also believe that there's a third one too. It's called a shadow government, which I'm very familiar with. I'm sure I've got more to learn. I probably always can be a little bit more familiar than what I am now. That's for sure. But when you watch the function of things and to see the way things are running in this country right here called America, you can tell that whatever this bill of goods is that they've sold us is totally different than the function and the reality of what we see. Do you disagree with me? If you disagree with me, you need to tell me and educate me, because I don't like being dumbed down on an unprecedented level, and I definitely don't like being deceived and taken advantage of. If I want to be dumb and I want to be ignorant, let it be voluntarily to something I pick and choose to do. But other than that, man, I want the truth. I want to be free. Well, it's an oxymoron in this world, but that's just the truth. But that's why we see our civil liberties eroding, because the District of Columbia, that business, is diametrically opposed to the Constitution. And so at any given time, they can take this. That's like, for instance, I got this hat. If I had another hat over here, I take this hat off and stick his hat on, then I can answer the general public. The hat that most of you see whenever they're behind the actual news cameras and stuff is the hat that you and I grew up on. But then behind closed doors, when they have these meetings and stuff, you see the other hat. And that other hat is to how to be a good CEO, president, and to advance the business of the corporation, District of Columbia, Washington, D.C. It's utterly remarkable and amazing what's going on in this country. It's just, I just thought I'd say something during this pagan time of the year, where some fictitious being by the name of a fat-ass man named Santa Claus, and you lie to your children, they're supposed to be giving presents to 7 billion people on the face of planet Earth, while other people are starving. I don't think you're going to make it all the way around. What do you think?